Hi guys, welcome back to Mums and Melanin. I'm Debbie.
I'm Takoni.
I'm Takumba.
And I'm Ayola.
And today we're going to be talking about those dreaded two words, potty training.
Hey.
Where do you even begin? How do you begin? Team.
I'm taking my mind back, honestly. So I wasn't like pressed on potty training my son. Like I was happy to sort of leave it and see how he took us. But about two years, a couple months, he started showing signs of readiness. So he was like going toilet in a corner. He was pulling down his trousers, like practically getting naked at nursery. And it was just becoming day after day, they'd tell us that his trousers were off. We were seeing it at home. So we were like, okay, we actually need to kind of take this seriously and potty train him. Fine. So I did some research and I saw, okay, you can kind of do intensive 4 days, like, and that would be a good starting point. So we had him like bottomless, on the potty every 15-20 minutes. Do you need to go toilet? Do you want to go pee-wee-wee? We even got little books, like, you know, you get a little prize if you go toilet, all them kind of fun things. So we did that and it seemed that we were on the right track. Came back, I think we did Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday. Took him back to nursery on Tuesday. And we're like, okay, he's potty trained. Here are 6 pairs of trousers. Here are 6 pairs of pants.
It's true.
It's no problem now, you know, like that.
Yeah.
Like, so we gave him to the nursery, and obviously it's rocky. It's a rocky start, but he was making progress. You know, we were getting there. He wasn't pooing much during the day, mostly at night, but we were sort of making progress, and he was getting there. 4 or 5 months later, come June, I have my second son, and it's like someone pressed rewind. Everything. We started back at the beginning, like he was just pissing everywhere. Like, honestly,
Oh my God.
changing Judah's nappy. He'd come up next to me, wanting me to change his nappy. He does not have a nappy on. You know what I mean? Like, but he wanted to be a baby again. He saw the attention his brother was getting. He wanted to be like that. So there was just accidents galore. And then you think, okay, because I'm cleaning up wee of a newborn and a toddler every second, let me put a nappy on him. But as you put the nappy on him, he starts to fill up the nappy. You're now going backwards again. So actually you realise, okay, I need to kind of firm it and just sort of take it day by day.
Yeah.
So again, he was mostly pooing at night, but during the day when he did poo, he'd just be in a corner. So you just kind of be here chilling, then you'd be like, where's Roman? Then you'd find out he's in the corner there and he's pooed his pants. Or we have like a toy box. He'd like open the toy box, take out the toys, put himself inside, close it, and go.
Oh my God.
He really wants his privacy.
But he was never like pooing on the potty. Like he was just like doing different corners, different like weird things. Do you know what I mean? Like it was a nightmare. Obviously, like how many pants are we going through? Number one, do you know what I mean? So that's even annoying. But there was even one time, guys, I even have to fall. Like I was just, you know, you realise they say when there's silence in the house,
something's going on.
So I realised, where's Roman gone? Like, is he in the kitchen? Where is he? And I come out on the stairs. There's just like, I sent a picture to someone. They were like, "Is that chicken?" Like, do you know what I mean? There was just, you can imagine the look. There was just like cups of poo all the way up the stairs.
Traveling.
How did he even manage that?
It's like, do you freeze to poo one and then take the next step, or how you doing it?
So I'm walking up the stairs. Anyway, I'm walking up the stairs. I'm just wondering, guys, my bed sheet is all white, yeah? The guy's happy-go-lucky, pantless, jumping on my bed.
From poo on the floor. Hanging in his bum.
Jumping up, there's poo in his bum. There's poo on my sheets. There's poo on my carpet in my bedroom.
My chest.
Literally, you know that I snatched him. You know what I snatched him? I snatched him. And I couldn't even say anything. I was talking to his dad. And I went and got the vanish and I'm there scrubbing. You don't want it to get in. The carpet is my concern. The carpet is my concern. So I'm just like scrubbing the carpet, trying to get it out. Literally, that was, to me, that was like the final straw. Do you know what I mean? And then, like, obviously, he's like, "Where's your poo-poo?" He's like, "Where's your poo-poo?" The potty. He's crying. Do you know what I mean? But the next day you ask him, "Where's your poo-poo?" It's like it's like
On the stairs.
you know, like kids, they forget themselves so quickly. Like, you want to go back to being like, everything's back to normal. He just like forgot. So then like, it was just like the stress of it, like, because like, okay, that means can we have you pantless, can we not? Where are you gonna poo next? What's gonna happen? Do you know what I mean? But again, it was mostly at night. So more times we wouldn't poo during the day. When I get him out of the cot or the beds in the morning, that's when his nappy will be full of poo. So it's mostly during the night. So, okay, so we tried everything, like shouting at him, doing all of this, like doing a lot, like, do you know what I mean? Just trying to get him to learn, but he wasn't learning. So then I went on Google, and people were like, mate, be grateful that it's even contained in a nappy. Do you know what I mean? There's kids that are pooing everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Be grateful that actually more times you can rely on in the morning, there's poo just in a nappy. Maybe he just needs like, maybe he just needs to understand that there's the toilet. So like, oh, maybe in the morning, try and take him with the nappy to the toilet and take it off in the potty. Maybe put the poo down the potty. So I started open up the nappy, put the poo in and be like, bye bye poo poo. Do you know what I mean? And he seemed really engaged by that, but still he was still pooing in the nappy. It just wasn't working. Do you know what I mean? But then what stuck with me was that people were just like, at least they've come this far. Do you know what I mean? At least, and I never really thought of it that way. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, at least he's successful at weeing in the potty. It's just the poo we're tackling. So one half of the battle is down. Do you know what I mean? Maybe there's something around the poo. Like maybe there's like a fear around it. Like so my one of my friends came over, she was like, oh, there's a thing called POO-TSD. Do you know what I mean? It happens like when sometimes kids have diarrhea or they're constipated, but they're scared to poo, or they're a bit like nervous, or there's a shame attached. But it's a bigger thing at play here, and you shouting at them is not really gonna bring the answer you want. Do you know what I mean? So fine, did the whatever, tried the bye bye poo poo. Again, it wasn't really getting the results. Do you know what I mean? So then I don't know. I said to my husband one day, maybe we should try and reward him for pooing. Guys,
game changer.
This guy, ice lollies, because he likes ice. Like I didn't realize he liked it that much until one day. It was Amara's birthday. He's in one corner with one uncle eating ice. Like, how old are you? Are you 15? Are you pregnant? What's happening? 2 years old, you eat raw ice. Ice cube. Ice cube. Ice. He just loves it. So we started giving him ice lollies. You know, like the fruit pasta ones. Guys, accident we've not seen. Wow. Since then, there's not been one accident. Wow. Like, he'd be straining to poo. I'd be like, don't poo. It's not right. I know. Ice cream and poo. Ice cream and poo.
By any means necessary.
In it, I would poo.
But the thing is, the problem is, with this positive reinforcement, they know how to milk it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So every time now, he'll poo one plop. I'll give him ice cream. 35 minutes later,
he's gonna go poo again.
How long are you stretching? No, like, you know what I mean? So there's obviously limits to it. But when I mean, like, obviously, we've been raised in a way, it's kind of like, spare the rod, like, do you know what I mean? Spare the child kind of thing, innit? Like, sort of like fear-based discipline, it works. You know what I mean? It works for us, we can do it. But it just wasn't working for him. And literally when I made that change, like, to the positive reinforcement, guys, it was a game changer. He likes it again. Has he had it again? No. He poos frequently because he's getting that reward. So it's worked for us. And the shouting, it wasn't getting it through. It just wasn't working. Do you know what I mean? So we found a way, and now, that's fine now. Leave him. He'll go to toilet. He's glad. Cheerfully. Because his nose is there.
Of course.
It was even funny because I was like, my best friends had a baby, so we're at our house, and our mum was like, I didn't know there were rewards for pooing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He came out of the toilet looking for his ice lolly. So it's maybe unorthodox. Do you know what I mean? It's not something our parents would have adopted, but it's worked for me in this potty training scenario. And now I'm not cleaning up poo on the stairs anymore.
Yeah,
so I'm happy.
Honestly, I think it's so mad because once you become a mum, like before, if someone poos, you know, if you stepped in poo, I can't even stand the smell. Like you know you stepped in it because you smell something. You're like, what is that? It's weird how, like, you're saying, for example, you're there with Vanish close to the poo, they're cleaning up. Because when you become a parent, you just have to get on with it, innit? Like, you can't be thrown by how nasty poo smells. You just have to. So bear in mind, that's what I'm saying. It's not like creamy porridge. It's none of that. This is good rice and good chips and burgers and all the rest of it. Like, so it's proper processed poo. But as parents, you just have to look after your home, innit? You have to look after your child. And it's just interesting what you're saying. I was just thinking, back in the day, I probably would have been gagging whilst I was trying to. But now you just get on with it. Yeah. But Micaiah had a similar.
You know, can I just
similar encounter?
I've heard this story, guys. If you are eating, put down your food.
Oh my God!
Yeah, put down your food. She's about to begin.
Oh my days! Like, so generally, Micaiah was actually potty trained quite early. Like, to be honest, he took to it quite well. Again, like Roman, he was given like signals that he wanted to wee. He would just like touch his trousers and stuff. But it was really early. I think like one-ish. Like, it was really early. And, well, what I thought anyways, it was a good time. So, you know, it was good because you would take him to the toilet and all the rest of it. Obviously, at the time, we were just using pull-ups. So sometimes we might not make it on time. But at least I knew he was signaling that he wants to wee or whatever else, or poo or whatever, which was great. So as time went on, he was really doing really well. So by the time I'd taken him back to nursery, I noticed that he goes to nursery, at the time he was going to nursery, I think 5 days a week at this point actually. So I noticed that like, from Friday to Sunday, he's doing amazingly well, like every second. I don't even have to keep that 15-minute timer. He's already kind of started touching. He didn't say poo or wee, but because he's quite young, he would make a sound. I can't remember what it was now, but he would hold it and just kind of signify that, yeah, I want to use the toilet. One thing I noticed with Micaiah, the potty just didn't work. Like every time I tried, he would hold it, nothing would happen, and that was just it. And then he'll probably like wee or poo in the nappy after. Okay. So then I thought, okay, let me try the toilet. And funny enough, maybe because he saw mum and dad using the toilet, he was more inclined to use the toilet. So that worked for me. So I didn't use a potty at all. I bought it, but it was a waste, essentially. So I started taking him to the toilet. He was doing really well. Obviously, you know how you do once they wee or they poo, you know, you clap, celebrate, all the rest of it. Kids, they love that. Smiling, all the rest of it. Great. So because he went to nursery 5 days a week, what I noticed is that from Friday to Sunday, by Sunday we're on a high. By Wednesday, because he's been in nursery for how many hours, and he has like two hours before he goes to bed, we're back on the low where it's like he's having accidents. And obviously I used to give them nappies like a chunk at a time. So they had nappies there and whatever. So now I was then thinking, are they actually putting nappies on him and not actually trying to potty train him? Or are they putting nappies on him, taking him, but not taking him frequently enough? Like, why is there a decline? Obviously, there's some type of comfort level that's going on there that's not helping. But because I could see Micaiah's ready, I don't want him to miss this time where he's eager to use the toilet and then have to rewind and start everything again because someone can't be bothered. Like, I actually pay you for your services. You're really going to do this with me. Like, that's not going to work. So obviously I had to speak to the nursery and they're like, yeah, you know, he does go, mum. Because obviously, like you said, the trousers will come. It's got wee-wee. Sometimes there's no trousers. It's just, he tried, mum, he's all right, but he's got a nappy on now for home. I'm like, he's been in that nappy all day. Yeah. You know, you just know that, like, you've been changing nappies for him all day. So one day I just said, yeah, enough's enough. I just went in. Like, that Friday to Sunday, I made sure he was on his high. And I came the next morning knowing that they'd run out of nappies and everything. And I was just like, hi, I've bought him new pants. I've got new trousers. I just wanted to give you the good news. Micaiah's fully potty trained. You know when you have to over-excite your car? I came across like so excited, like I'm delivering great news. But I knew for them, they will smile, but inside they're thinking, is he really ready though? Whatever, he's ready. Do you know what I mean? And so that forced them to take more of an action when it comes to taking him every 15 minutes and checking on him and listening to or watching the signals that he gives, just being more intentional about it. So that was great. So thankfully we started getting there. Sorry, I've mixed the story up. Before we started getting there, this is the incident that Debbie asked to put your feet down now. So just before I took him to nursery with pants, one evening he was at home in the dining room, he sat down, he ate his food, and I was like, okay, go to the living room, I'm going to quickly wipe down the table and then come at you. The living room is literally a few steps away, right? So he's walked off to the living room to go and watch whatever he's watching. I've literally just wiped the table, put the plate in the sink. I've come, and as I'm like wiping the table, putting the plate in the sink, I'm starting to smell something. And I'm thinking, what's that? But you know, you're in the kitchen, you're checking the bin, you know, you're just checking things that maybe I need to take the bin out, all the rest of it. No. So I walked to the living room and shock horror. Like shock, like the biggest shock of my life. Like in that moment, like wow. So I walk into the living room, and honestly, the dining room to the living room is a few steps. As I'm walking, you know, if something feels a bit like slow motion, because in the moment the smell's getting stronger. Only a few steps, and I'm starting to feel like, what is happening? Like, did the dog pee outside my house? Like, I'm just confused. I walk into the living room, and wow, what I came across was Micaiah. Micaiah had pooed in. I think he had the nappy that I said that they put on him after nursery. So he had that nappy on. This is just after nursery he'd eaten. He had the nappy, removed the nappy. He started to take the poo out of the nappy and squish. First he started to rub it in his hands. Guys, you know, like literally when you have like hand lotion or hand sanitizer in this time of COVID and you're really rubbing between his fingernails, everywhere was full of thick, creamy poo. Thick and creamy.
My stomach is even turning.
You're like COVID happy, but
he literally, as I walked in, he was doing this, but also in outside of being on his hands, he had pressed like the bits that were clamped. He had pressed them into the carpet in different areas. Press. There's some little round little marble sized ones just rolling around like. And when I walked down, I was like, Micaiah, he was just like. You know, like happy.
Smile. He's got a nice smile.
You know, he's got that smile, that full 32. He's just like, I'm rubbing, and in that second, oh my God, like in that second, I I thought maybe I should just run away. I just didn't know what to do with myself. I couldn't even think. Like, you know when you freeze? I feel like I literally was just like, I never expected. I expect for you to poo. I expect for the poo to leak. I don't expect for you to use poo as hand sanitizer, for it to be everywhere, for the living room to stink. The walls had it, the carpet had it, it was a little bit on my sofa. I didn't know where to go first. So I was like, oh my God, like, I'm thinking, what do I do? And then I just thought, first, let me take a picture of this. Because you know, sometimes when dad comes home, you're telling the story, it doesn't sound as bad as it is. And apparently I exaggerate my stories. So I'm like, do you know what, yeah? Videos can't lie, innit? In that moment, I have to say, do you know, just freeze your anger and just, because you need to know that, like, mums, man, we work, man. It's not easy, man. Sometimes people don't see the grind. Took the picture. And then I'm now thinking, do I take the child upstairs to bath and leave the poo to continue lingering in the whole house? Do I clean the poo? But the guy's got poo in his hands. He can start wiping up everywhere. Obviously, the best choice was to take him upstairs. Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. My heart was racing. Everything was just racing. Everything. My mind, everything was just in, yeah. And the thing is, I've been telling him, like, where do you wee-wee, where do you people? He's been saying toilets, because back then, toilets, mummy, toilets. So I was like, it's this nursery. I was fuming. So I was like, Micaiah, where do you wee and where do you poo? Toilets, mummy, toilets. But guess what he's still doing? Wiping his hand. Jesus. So obviously I'm holding his hand separate. I'm like, where do you wee, where do you poo? I'm thinking, even though I'm talking to you, the smell is going in my mouth and my nose. I just thought, let's do this lesson in a minute, because this ain't even working. So obviously I'll grab him and I'll take him upstairs. Like I said, this was talking about mums being strong, because smell, I'm the kind of person, if you vomit next to me, I can vomit. If you put, I gag very easily from smells. Imagine having to scrub. I don't even know, do I use your sponge? Do I go and, like, what do I use? I don't understand. Where do we start? Because I'm rinsing it, but because he's rubbed it, it's not like just dropping off. I have to literally get in there. I said, do I go and get latex gloves myself and then start? You know, it's just too much. And I can't leave him as a baby before he starts climbing out of the bath and slipping. Long and short, I just had to grit my teeth. I cleaned them all down. Everything I used, I just wrapped it in the carry bag because that was all going to the bin. I'm so sorry. I know some people will just wash it. I'm just not even here for it. Like, just no. So I wrapped that all up. When I finished, got him all nice and clean, I was now headed downstairs. As I was headed there, the first step from the top floor, everything's stinking. Like, the smell was slapping me. Like, wow. So I came downstairs, I put him on one side, and I'm just there with bleach and everything, trying to scrub on my walls. And you know those smells, even though you put, it now starts like, it starts to smell like bleach and poo. You know, like, because it doesn't fully, it's sat in the room. I opened the windows, but it's sat in the room for like a bit. And carpet, as much as you're rubbing, it can go in the fibers.
Yeah.
So if it's at least laminate floor, for example, it's not so difficult.
Yeah.
It's on the wall. He's pressed it. Now that day though, I was like, Micaiah, you do not. Like, I made him repeat it 1,000 times. 1,000. So when he was like, poo in the toilet. I was like, yeah, where'd you poo? In the toilet. When he was going to bed after I read bedtime story. By the way, Micaiah, where'd you poo? What? That whole weekend, Saturday, if I give him food, before I place it in his hand, Micaiah, where'd you poo? Mummy, in the toilet. Because I said, this will never happen to me ever again. You will recite this in your brain. You will know it. So by Sunday, thank God, he'd known, like, he was confident. He'd been saying it. Like, toilet. I was like, brilliant. That's why when I got to nursery on Monday, I thought, you people will never put me in this, because you're not coming to clean this crap that's happening in my house. No one else is going through it but me. I'm not, after a hard day at work, and I remember that day, I was even annoyed from work to now come back to this. You know, you just want to pack the whole house, fold it, and just throw it in the bin. Like, just forget all of this. This is long. So anyways, like, that's when I went to the nursery and gave them pants and gave them trousers and all the rest of it. And I was like, listen, I don't think you're taking, you know, as much, you're paying him much attention to his potty training as you need to. He's absolutely amazing at home. This weekend we've worked really hard, etc. So I need this to be like, you know, I need you to keep an eye on it. Obviously at that age he was still napping, so I know they'd want to put the nappy on. I said, wake him up. It's not a risk I can take. I can't monitor you. And you can't keep making this boy digress every time. It's not fair on him. Like, so I was just like, just tap him, take him to the toilet, lay him back down. If he wants to sleep, he'll sleep. If not, when he comes home, he'll sleep, he'll be fine. Like, I just couldn't take it anymore. And so thankfully, guys, we got there. He was using the toilet. So yeah, I think at that point, they then started to take it really seriously, and that really helped him. And honestly, within days, Micaiah was fully potty trained, to the point where at night time he was waking up. I didn't actually have to do nighttime potty training, like, and I really thought that would be my second phase of the whole potty. I didn't have to do it. He would just wake up and he wants to wee, and he's just walking, mummy, wee wee, and I took him, and he was really relatively young, like, so it was brilliant. But before he was even to the guys, he's just good to go. Like, I didn't need anything. I still have pull-ups. In fact, if anybody needs it, please, there's bare now. Like, so for me, I think, yeah, man, the accidents were real, but I do think I think, you know, when you have other types of care for your child, if it's nursery or childminder, you have to make sure they're keeping up what you're keeping up, because if not, it's hard on the child and it's hard on you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's just unfair altogether. And the truth is, you go to some nurseries, I think you mentioned before that your nursery was quite proactive with it.
Yeah.
But you go to other places, and the truth is, it's dependent on the actual person. Like the nursery might be good, but the particular key worker just can't be bothered or had a busy day or whatever. So you have to be really on top of it. I think once you know your child's kind of showing the signals, I would 100% say start to push it from there.
I find it interesting because of the difference between boys and girls as well. Obviously, you guys are boys. For me, with the girls, were really straightforward. Like, as
Really?
and Sienna, both were really straightforward. Sienna went straight to the toilet like Micaiah. She didn't use the potty. And it was just one summer, took the nappy off, and that was it. She was very, very good. I think maybe because she was a child that didn't like to get dirty. She would have a stain on her top and say, I need
She was
to take
take it off. Wow.
My hands are dirty, I need to wash my hands. She was very much like that. So wetting herself, and she wasn't on it. She wasn't on it at all. Azariah kind of followed suit. Even though I was a bit more relaxed in terms of like potty training, she showed more signs. Like she would like Roman back off like her trousers, her knickers, whatever, wherever she was. You know what I mean? But Ezekiel now, he's 2.5 now, and we're doing it now. I haven't really. He showed little signs, and he had the
PTSD.
And with him, it came from constipation. So he had a lot of constipation at some point, and he was just scared to poo, and he would literally cry. He wasn't gonna let it out. And then we started massaging his belly, trying to just do certain things to like help.
Did it work?
Eventually, eventually worked. And then what I did is give him loads of fruits and stuff as well to try and help with the fibre, and you know. So he was perfectly fine in terms of pooing now. We've got over that constipation part.
Nice.
Now we're like, okay, it needs to now go in the toilet. He can be in the toilet perfectly fine, but the poo again is going to a secret corner. And so when
That corner,
right
I don't
now,
know how you guys would do
right
that. That
now we're
one was
trying to,
stressing.
like, really overcome that. My plan is when it gets warmer, as it's getting warmer now, I'm just taking the nappy off. And I'm going to try and see if that works.
See what happens.
If it doesn't, I'll come and start doing ice lolly. I need to try this
You have to try
Make
different
sure
things.
whatever you start with, know that you're happy for them to have it forever.
Yeah.
Though at some point you'll probably, because at some point he'll be older, so you wouldn't mind him crying for a little bit and getting over it. It's because I think the age as
but I
well.
feel like I don't know what else I could have started with, but I didn't have time at that time.
Yeah.
I just really liked it, so I just went with it. Do you know what I mean?
It's funny because Roman was at my house like the other week, and we didn't know. I don't remember what happened. He just walked off. Next minute it was ice cream. I thought, oh my god, he's pooed. Is anyone else? I said, he was like, oh yeah, he's pooed, isn't it? Ice cream. It's like, that was how we knew that he had pooed. He just didn't tell no one. He travelled with Micaiah. That was how we knew.
You'll poo and come back
Which
down,
was funny.
That means he's
Yeah, that's what he did. He walked
Yeah.
away. So when he said ice cream, that's when we thought, oh great, the pant, everything must just be filthy now. Like, but at least he notified us. If he didn't say ice cream, he would have been walking up and down like that. No one would know.
Fatted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What I wanted to follow up on what you said about girls being different to boys, and for me, having Kiana, and I don't even think we even went through a potty training phase. She just started weeing on the toilet. Yeah, like we didn't have issues. I think she wet the bed all of maybe 2 times. So it was great. Like she woke up, she went to the toilet, and it was fine. Yeah. Then having Isaiah, I didn't know what the hell he was doing. I was like,
because you had such a good experience as well.
And this is why, like, the experience, like, no 2 experiences are the same. Because I was just like, why are you weeing on the floor? And I was genuinely like concerned. I actually thought,
what's going on here?
Because I didn't know. And he would wee on the floor, and I just didn't get it. Like, can you stop it? Stop it! Like, go to the toilet. I would really be really angry because I wasn't used to it, and I didn't know that this is what would happen. Because I'd only had 1 child before, so it made sense that you go to the toilet, right? And he would consist, and I would tell him, no, you wee on the potty or you wee in the toilet. I even got him his favourite Paw Patrol at the time. Like, are you not excited for this? Stop it!
What's going on here?
And I was really annoyed. But then actually I started to realise, okay, that it's a process. So then I started actively trying to potty train him. And I don't know, I just think boys generally, they're just very laid back. I don't think he cared that he was wet. Or because sometimes I'll be like, are you...
Like, why are you okay with this?
I will watch him weeing, like, are you weeing? Come on, let's go to the toilet. Like, what are you doing? And even till now, obviously, Isaiah goes to the toilet, but at night, Isaiah can easily wet the bed. Easily. To the point where we have discussions about it. He'd be like, yeah, you know, because I tried to, but 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 maybe he thinks that, I think what he's trying to articulate is that he's dreaming that he's weeing before he can wake up and go to the toilet.
So the dream, they're weeing in the dream, so they don't think they're doing it.
So he doesn't.
Physically.
So at first I'll be like, why are you weeing? But now I'm like, okay, fine. I'm working with him. It's fine. Like,
what's that then? Are you taking him to the toilet every few hours?
So I've tried everything. Right now, I have him in pull up, and I'm talking to him about, did you wee tonight? Like, let's combat you going to the toilet while you're wearing the pull ups, and at least if you have an accident, it's not detrimental to the bedding. You know what I mean? And I've gone on Google, I've spoken to people, and it's like, okay, guys, boys are very different in terms of their bedwetting. They can go up till 7, 8 years old. As scary as that sounds to me,
that is frightening. I'm not gonna lie.
It's very, very scary.
I said really with a trembling. Mine is only gonna be 4. You're telling me about 7.
I was like, no way. Lauren, my J, it's not my. But actually, being told it as well, and guys telling me, I used to wet the bed, and it's very common. So I kind of just need to deal with the fact that, okay, you know what, everything in its time. So I'm rushing him to do something that maybe his body's not ready for yet, and I'm fine with that. Cool. Fast forwarding to Amara now. She's 2 and a few months now, and she's showing signs, or maybe I'm looking and I think they're signs, but actually they're not, because it was like during the half term, I was like, okay, we're doing this now. Amara, I'm gonna take off your nappy. We're gonna wee in the party. She's like, yeah, wee in the party. We even have a song, wee in the party. we be singing it. Yay!
You have the song as well.
Yeah. We'll be singing it. It's fine. Amara's not wearing any Pampers. She's just there. Amara, you need to wee. Let's go and sit on the potty. Not doing anything. Okay, fine. Wee in the potty. She's singing wee in the party. Okay, fine. Kiana, make sure she wees in the potty. Yeah, okay, no problem. I'm working. I'm typing away. Where's Amara? Mom, Amara's weed on your floor. What? But we were just singing wee in the potty a second ago.
Sometimes I feel like the song is a separate entity to the actual activity.
Like, someone upstairs, why did you go to my room and wee though? I don't understand. Like, okay, so I'm like, someone told me, I was like, why did you do this? Mommy, I weed. And I was just like, no, man, move. And I was so annoyed. I just put the nappy on. Oh, just go sit down, man. I don't want to do this anymore. I gave up, guys. I'm not ashamed to admit. I gave up. And I said, you're not ready. You're not ready. So that's what I can only imagine. Because if that was poo, I don't know what I would do. Maybe I'll make her sit in the garden for a while.
Because the smell sends a chill down your spine.
Yeah, I'm not even.
Like your body shakes from what's happening. Imagine when I say everything was starting to just like, I just couldn't. Everything was having a bit of a. So what do we even do now? Like, as in, when you're so angry, I don't. Because I'm still dealing with a baby. What am I going to be doing? I can't. Do you know what I mean? I can't start. Oh my God, you're still a baby. So.
It's tough.
I can understand where I'm going with this.
So I'm not. It's fine. I can't.
But I do think there's social pressures where people make you feel like, how can your child not be potty trained?
It's fine.
Do you know what I mean? There's a particular window they just start to look at.
Be on your floor. Yeah. Are you cleaning the wee on my floor? Yeah, it's only wee, and it's very sterile because they're still baby. I don't care because she drinks juice and it still smells. How about that? And I don't want to do it. So she's wearing a nappy again. Even as we speak now, have you changed her Pampers? Because she's wearing it. I'm not doing it right now. I'll give it another month and see what happens. Now she's in nursery and I've told them that I want to start potty training. It's fine. It's fine.
She'll see the other kids as well.
Literally. I'm fine with that. But for potty training, it's hard. Yeah. And it's just another duty that we have to do as parents. Why are there so many tasks?
There's so many.
You have to do so much.
So many.
The one I'm thinking now, soon enough, I have to teach Roman how to pee standing up.
Oh yeah.
Man, we did that shit.
Yeah. I don't know. Makaya is a super learner. You don't know. Look at the one he's got. Somebody said you will use the toilet. Where do you live? On the toilet.
I swear, that training. The guy just stands up like, sometimes I look at him like this tiny being. You on the toilet, how can you even reach? Like, where we going with this? The guy just, it's so confusing, but I'm so happy, like, We went straight into it.
He's standing up and the nighttime weeing as well.
Yeah.
We'll cross that bridge. That's not today's problem.
Yeah. But do you know you wake up to feed, like with Judah, when you wake up, why don't you just take him quickly? Because use the opportunity rather than have to wake up separately.
Judah doesn't wake up every night, you know.
Judah is a grown man.
No, can I say something? Judah's a grown man in his house. Let Judah come and show you Pepe. Judah knows how to show you. Let me say something. Pepper Soup that has the most Scotch bonnet, that's the one he's going to bring for you at night. Oh.
You know what? I have faith in my Judah boy.
Okay,
I have faith in my Judah boy.
Let me say
Honestly,
something,
I do.
yeah? My baby boy is amazing, don't get me wrong, yeah?
He's a man.
But you know some babies, when they're at
You've never
home,
seen it.
they know the house, they know the smell of their bed, they know their mum, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
when they're not, naturally, they're just a little
not
bit
their
more
environment.
sensitive, exactly. So, yeah. Yeah. So obviously, sleeping for you, because when they dropped him at my house, this girl came to looking fresh, me, I was doing,
The next morning, you message checking, hey, how was your night? She was like, oh no, I went Gucci.
I said he dealt with me. That was what I said. I said he dealt with me. But I'm not gonna like milk it because obviously I want to help my children.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna milk it because I want to have them. But in the same breath, as in he dealt with, like, you know, like he dealt with me.
Message like that, you're thinking, should I say I'm gonna get him
yeah.
now? But I don't want to get him now.
And I know you're not anyways.
So okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's what she said. Oh, babe, sorry.
Yeah, you know.
That's it. Oh my days, man.
Even
Children.
back to the bed we're in. So yeah, Sienna, she was good potty training, but then overnight, wet in the bed was a thing. And what I guess maybe, you know, when you look at yourself as a parent, isn't it? Like you're thinking, okay, what can I do? You know, to try and get this, you know, get her to really go to the toilet at night. What we did was just schedule every night, twice in the night.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
And I kept doing it, and I didn't stop until she
would got up herself, yeah.
And that's when it stopped. And another thing is that research, speaking to other parents, speaking to other people, I learned that there's a hormone that kicks in around 6 years old, sorry. Girls. I don't know if it's for boys as well, but maybe for all kids, there's a hormone that kicks in that will kind of like wake them up at night. You know, like that.
They know that they need to
Yeah. So for boys, it might be a little later.
I hope it's 6. I hope that's around the corner. I'm really hoping.
The hormone, yeah.
I'm hoping that hormone.
I mean,
switches on.
Switches on. Like she's 4, she's doing pull-ups at night. And I think another thing we started to do is control how much water they're drinking or liquid they're drinking towards the end of the day as well. To try and prevent that, because if they're weeing too much, obviously, even if you take them twice in the night, they might still wet the bed. So trying to reduce that, I think we like cut off by 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, maybe like a little sip of water, but we're not having.
But this is the thing, when you just start, once your child starts sleeping through the night, who wants to be waking up?
This is it.
I get it, like, because the truth is, even in the morning when that alarm's going off because I need to go and bath to go to work, I'm already rolling my eyes, let alone waking up at 2 and then again at 4, it's like, disturb sleep.
You know what's the hottest thing?
You start to know the pattern of, you know, like that early morning wee. That's what Sienna was
Yeah, you start to know what
5 a.m. I need to take her to the toilet. You know, like you start to kind of like know what they're.
Yeah.
But you know what was disheartening for me? Because I tried that. When I say I've tried everything. I tried that. So 8 o'clock is bed. Then 11 o'clock before I go to bed, you wee again. Then like 2 o'clock, wee again. And then at 6, fine. But I can take you at 8 o'clock, you wee. Before 11 o'clock, I said, you've already wet yourself.
Yeah.
So we've already started off on a bad note. It's fine. We change everything, get back into bed. Before it even gets to 2 again, you've wet yourself. It's too disheartening. It's too disheartening.
So why don't you narrow the windows down a bit, even though it's more frequently?
I don't even know at what point, because between 8 and 11 you've read, okay, fine. But then the next night now, I'll come to you at 11 and nothing's coming. I'll put you back to bed now. By the time I come to you again at 1, the place is wet. And sometimes it can just be, it's like a trickle. And sometimes, how is it that, where's your penis located? Because how is there wee? But why is there wee by your head? You know, like, does it spread like wildfire? Do you have special urine? I don't. It's too disheartening. Dealing with Isaiah and that bed wetting it dampens my spirit. I can't even lie to you. It's a lot to take on. So I just.
If you have any advice, please.
Please, honestly, real talk. If you had advice for me, I very much want to hear it.
Yeah.
I need to see that advice because I feel like I've tried everything. and I don't want to call the doctor because everything goes on the record, and I just feel like it's not that deep. Like I've had enough people tell me that it's quite common to be assured that my child is not the singular. Do you know what I mean? He's one of many. But I just don't understand why you have to be one of many now that's wet in my bed. Because how many times, and the rise of everything has gone up.
Yeah.
So me washing every day is becoming a stress. And I'm not going to tell my child that you're inconveniencing my life. But hello. You know what I mean? Like, are you paying me now or what? What's happening? Do you work? Maybe I should sign him up to do YouTube like us. He can be making us money. Because you need to pay your way somehow. If you're wearing the bed every night, like I'm ranting now. I'm sorry. But you can tell it affects me. It's a lot. But yeah. Anyway,
I think sometimes there's some things you have to know when to just take a break as a parent. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because you have to be able to give the best you in the time to get from A to B in terms of someone who's wet in the bed to someone who's fully, using toilet. So sometimes if you're mentally not there, you can't give what you don't have. So I do think it's important sometimes to just take a mental break and be like, do you know what? If we have to delay for a week or a day or 2 days, let me come back with energy to be able to do. Do you know what I mean? And that's with various things. As
Because they'll get there in the end.
It's one of those things that you learn.
No one wearing nappies around. They'll get there.
Yeah.
Just
it's
different
true.
time.
Yeah.
And there's everyone runs their own race, isn't it? So you can't look left and right, be like, look at your age mates here. Our parents did it to us. You see your cousin here, they've already, but it's fine. I'm not going to do that to my children. That's one thing I'm not going to do. It's fine. Just know that eventually you're going to start wearing this bed. I'll remind you when you're 25. Can you keep quiet before I tell your girlfriend that you are wetting the bed when you are 6 years old? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's one of those things. But yeah, guys, like we said, please, if you have any tips for us, if you know any ways that works for you, that may work for all of us that are going through potty training for our kids, let us know. We're Mums in Melanin. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.